السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأهلا وسهلا فيكم متابعينا ومستمعينا عبر إذاعة UFM والبث المباشر على حساب الاتحاد السعودي للأمن السيبراني والبرمجة والدرونز في تويتر. رمضان مبارك علينا وعليكم، وكل عام وأنتم بخير. مرحبا بكم من جديد في الموسم الرابع من مواسم سايبر نايت، وهي سلسلة من الجلسات الحوارية التي يقيمها الاتحاد السعودي للأمن السيبراني والبرمجة والدرونز في شهر رمضان المبارك. جيناكم هذه السنة بموسم مختلف وضيوف مختلفين عالميين ومحليين في مجال الأمن السيبراني، وهذه السنة راح يكون عندنا مسابقة تتكون من عدة أسئلة، والأجوبة راح تكون من خلال حلقات سايبر نايت. جهزوا ورقة وقلم وركزوا معنا على أهم النقاط اللي تذكر في جميع الحلقات للحصول على جوائز تصل قيمتها إلى 30,000 ريال سعودي. في هذه الحلقة راح يحدثنا المهندس هيمونت سواين عن مسيرته في مجال الأمن المعلومات عموماً، وتحديداً في مجال السيارات الكهربائية، بحكم خبرته التي فاقت 25 عاماً في هذا المجال، بمجال التقنية عموماً وأمن المعلومات خصوصاً. ضيفنا اليوم هيمونت هو الرئيس الأعلى لأمن المعلومات في شركة لوسيد للسيارات الكهربائية. Welcome Hemont, and we are glad to have you today in Cyber Night.
Thank you so much for having me in this broadcast.
Hemont, can you please tell us a bit more about your background in cybersecurity and how you got started in this field?
Thank you. Greetings everyone. My name is Heymanth Swain. I'm a cybersecurity practitioner and a leader, having more than 25 plus years of experience in technology, which includes decades of cybersecurity leadership experience in multiple industries, from engineering to executives to board advisory role. I started my career with the IT engineering role, then moved to the architect, team leads, manager, and then moved to the cyber leadership role. Worked for diverse industries, starting from high-tech, technology service provider, consumer electronics manufacturing, defense supplier, and now with the EV connected car manufacturing companies. Worked with the multiple global public companies, including General Electric, Wipro, TIO, Hitachi America, 2-6, and now with Lucid Motors. I'm very proud to be part of the organization, Lucid Motors, whose mission is to inspire the adoption of sustainable energy, reducing carbon emissions to make a better world. As a disclaimer, all my views and opinions here are based on my own personal experience. I do not express the views or opinions of any of my associated organizations or employer.
So, Hemont, can you please tell us what inspired you or motivated you to pursue your career in cybersecurity?
It's a good question. I never thought about this deeply, but after my engineering degree, I went for an internship course and done some networking support for a Department of Defense company, and started enjoying the role, the networking. And I did my engineering in telecommunication. I always thought I'll be working on telecom because that was the connected among the people, that is the communication. I love that. So when I did my internship and I got an opportunity to start my career there, and loved that, and I started an engineering networking engineer role, just analyst, and it was supporting the Cisco networking at that time, and system administration, Windows, Unix, and I started loving that career, and I never looked back. I moved to system and network administration role in next to my career, and part of that role implemented firewalls, proxies, access management, antivirus, and that became part of the job. And I was not realizing, but I entered to cybersecurity from that time. So during the Y2K moment, the dot-com boom, I migrated to Silicon Valley. I am from India. My parents are from India, so I migrated year 2000. And that time I started building a lot of dot-com companies, infrastructure services, engineering services. And year 2001, while I was building some of these infrastructure services, the company named TIO, they were the inventor of digital video recorder. I took a permanent role, and I was doing everything, starting from IT, engineering, networking, and the management and the people I loved there, and I become part of their journey. And slowly, we are in the consumer electronics. We are getting a lot of sensitive data from the household viewers. They were recording their search, and security become very critical part of that role. So the company opened up a division of security, and eventually I become security architect and team lead and become manager and moving to the ladder. I was in the company for 19 plus years and BP and CISO role. I was driving their cybersecurity initiatives, building the process, people, technology, and taking care of their product and security. So that way I just got into the cybersecurity and took the leadership role, and I never looked back. And it looks like, as I said, first of all, the interest in telecommunication, and then internet become connected everybody, and that brought a lot of risk as well as opportunities. And I was always curious to find the root cause of the issue, problem solving, and building trust. So that might have taken me into cybersecurity profession. But initially, I never thought of, or I did not know about something called cybersecurity versus. I always knew that that's networking or systems or administration, but I'm here.
So you started with the, like we can say, solid basics. It was really an impressive journey, and I think you came across a lot of challenges. So can you tell us what of the some of the biggest challenges that you faced when you're starting out the field?
Yeah, so I was I got fortunate. I started build my basics strong, the foundation strong after the college career, did some professional courses and the systems, networking, and achieved some of these certifications. So that helped me, empowered me, build the confidence on me. But when I took the role, the certification, the study, whatever you did, the applying practicalities, all of us, we know it is different. It needs the experience. So initial challenges, how to deal with business, how to build your soft skill, and to work with a larger team. And I have thrown in my career early stage to multinational companies, how to deal with them and what is the business. It was hard to understand the business versus we are just looking into a profession early days. I can do this versus how will your work will connect it to business, and how what is a priority, how to connect your daily jobs to business appropriately. That was challenging. Then I didn't find technical challenges that much. I was fortunate to get some mentors. So it was very helpful initial days. But I did, when I moved to the leadership role, and at that time, I'm fortunate or unfortunate, but when I was a manager, I got opportunity to go to present board of directors about cybersecurity. And that brings its own challenge. When you're going exposed to the board of directors, you have to connect the dots, the business, you have to quantify risk, and you have to talk to the business leaders, and you have to convert your technical skills into the business skills and present. It was a journey, it was a challenge initially. Strong technical background, and I have to learn business. So that was one of the challenges. Then the second was the business alignment. When you are talking to board of directors, you are bringing up the cyber initiative, the strategy. You have to align with the business, other executives, your peers across the company. So understanding that needs a skill. You have to execute without authority as a CISO role. You govern, you manage, maintain the whole company risk, and you cannot fix without their help. You cannot able to manage the risk without their help. So you have to go a lot of collaboration you have to do with the people. Then the other challenge was early in the career, as always, and starting with the when I jumped to the leadership role, then many challenges I faced. Other challenge would be finding the right technical talents. It's always a challenge in cybersecurity, and you will have a small team, but the risk, the threats, they are continuously evolving, and there is a lot of demand from the leadership. You have to take care of your product, your enterprise, your workforce, your audit compliance regulations, privacy, and you have to do that with a small team. And you need a right skill set, right people. So those are some early in the career. I found that that was my journey partly, and as a entered to the market, and the other in the mid career when I moved to the early in the leadership role.
Heymanto, and talking of challenges, can you give us an overview of the cybersecurity challenges that facing the electric vehicles today?
Good question. So just to be clear, electric vehicles do not have challenges with cybersecurity, rather connected vehicles. I just want to make it very clear. The connected cars, connected vehicles, they bring some challenges. Regardless it is electric or which is battery or versus internal combustion engines, the fuel. Like any other connected devices, Internet of Things, digitally connected devices, that brings its own cybersecurity risk. But here it is a little different. The challenges themselves may not be part of different than other industries, but the scope and scale of securing connected EVs versus other industries, that makes a difference. Because it is connected with the personal safety, not only cybersecurity, but it is a potential can impact safety if it is not done properly. So that's the reason it is a lot of times it is highlighted in the industry. The various software services, sensors, hardware in-house manufacturing versus OEM, and multiple application integration, they are central to the product, which is EV, when you're building a vehicle, EV vehicle. And there is a lot of demand, a lot of use of the software to give the better capability, better experience. So that is bringing up some of the challenges when you're using a lot of the software, a lot of application. So it will factor all of that in real world issues, such as securing all that sensitive personal data and user safety separates than the other industries. So by the way, I talked about the sensors, or sometimes we call people call the ECUs, the electronic control units. There's a small device inside the vehicle body and is responsible for controlling specific functions. Example, the vehicle suspension or tire pressure monitoring, or some of these we will be controlling, and more we are adding the ECUs to make it easier to give better user experience, better comfort. There are, in the average, 80 to 100 ECUs inside a EV vehicle, and that controlled by software. When you are bringing up the application, the code, and if it's not done properly, it can have potential opening for the bad actor to take advantage of.
Oh,
the other challenge is, sorry, I'll just complete it. The other challenge is it is still relatively new industry. So requirements, the regulations still in early stage of development. And specifically, the bigger challenge is the supply chain, the third-party risk part of when you talk about the EV. So I would say that it is not something different than other industry, but as more and more software is used in the vehicles, and the EV is becoming, we are changing the way 100 plus years ago we manufactured the car versus it's a new way of manufacturing the battery version of that and using software. So that is making a difference. That is bringing up a lot of challenges.
Mm-hmm. So how have recent cybersecurity incidents impacted the electric vehicles industry, and what are the steps being taken to address these vulnerabilities?
So first of all, thanks to our global white hat cybersecurity researcher and who found some of the issues early stage related to the connected vehicle. And they were mostly using third-party applications.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be charging station or it may be a third-party applications. These impacts were mainly to the third parties, the application when you are connecting to the connected cars or integrating with the connected cars. And the impacted parties, they were able to fix the vulnerabilities quickly. It become public or it become exploitable. So I would give thanks to white hat cybersecurity researcher, and we definitely need their help to make this world a safer place. You can see that part of that journey, you'll see near EV vendors, EV manufacturers, they were not affected by this incident. As I stressed earlier, these are connected cars, regardless they are EV or they are the combustion engine. You'll see that the older manufacturer, they might not have taken active care of the cybersecurity when they integrated some of this application, and there are some exposure. But they had brought up more awareness, not only securing their in-house development, but validate the other OEM vendors' applications when they are integrating. So that made the lot of changes. Also, the regulations, they are coming, they are underway, and it is already going to be enforced mid next year. They call the UN Regulation 155. That is going to help us enforce some of these controls and put some governance, and they will make that the manufacturer, they are doing their part. They are taking care of the development life cycle, starting from initial manufacturing stage till it goes to the production, and continuously they are improving the cybersecurity. And general speaking, everyone in security understand it is not if, it is when. And we know that when we are connected devices globally, connected to internet, connected to cloud, the vulnerability will come up, new exposure will come up, but there will be the manufacturer, the vendors, the suppliers, they have to be bringing up a lot of immediate actions to address those findings. So it is bringing up a lot of awareness, which is a good thing. So I would say that the early stage, there will be finding when new technology is coming, but we are in the right direction. We are able to find, fix, also build the awareness. So that way we are going to build a sustaining future as well as a secure product, and that will help the upcoming generation.
So, Mr. Heymontt, are there any misconceptions or misinformation that you commonly hear about the connected vehicle cybersecurity that you would like to make it clear?
Good question. We are living in a hyper-connected world. It's easy to get confused with misinformation in many ways. It's not only this particular topic. I just want to make it clear that any connected devices will bring similar cybersecurity risk what connected cars are going to bring. The key difference is the connected cars, the safety comes with the cybersecurity concerns, the cybersecurity threats. That is bringing the unique challenge, and it is taking people's lot of they're trying to dig through that, what it is, what is the true fact. So I'll bring up a couple of them. The one of the myth, EVs are more vulnerable than cyber attacks than the traditional cars. So let me repeat this. The EVs are more vulnerable than cyber attacks on traditional vehicles. So that's a myth. The fact is, while EVs are becoming more connected, they are not necessarily more vulnerable to cyber attacks than traditional vehicles. Both the traditional vehicles and EVs, they are having multiple computer systems we call electronic control units, and that can be targeted by hackers. So we are getting the newer modern combustion car, if they are also connected highly, and they will bring up the similar type of threat exposure. However, the increase in connectivity automation demand more reliance on software and the EV, which needs strong cybersecurity measures. The other myth is the EV charging stations are vulnerable to cyber attacks. The fact is, like any other connected devices, EV stations can be vulnerable. They are connected and they are somewhere out in the public. If it has not been addressed, some of these vulnerabilities, or they are not hardened properly, it may bring up the potential. However, many of the charging manufacturers have implemented robust security measures to protect against cyber attacks. The last, not the least, I hear sometimes the EV batteries can be hacked and put the driver into danger, or somewhere it is parked, it can be potential catch fire. So this is a common misconception. It is not true. The EV batteries are designed with multiple layers of security protection, and the protections, not security, the physical protection, and how they can able to protect the physically the batteries and ensure the safety of the vehicle. There are potential of physical damage if something, the vehicle come to accident or something happen, physically it will damage, and when it get damaged batteries, it can cause different type of issues, but it is not due to cyber attacks. It hardly have managing the batteries, it hardly have the code, it's a very minimal, so it is not going to expose that much. So I would say that EV vehicles are safe and will serve a noble cause of energy sustainability and will build a sustainable future. Also, I'll bring up that there is no single silver bullet solution to securing any of digital connected devices, including the vehicles. This requires security and privacy by design mindset, and we'll be focusing across entire life cycle ecosystems of software, services, physical equipments. I hope I answer your question.
Of course. So with the rise of connected and automated cars, how do you see the cybersecurity landscape of the connected cars evolving in the future?
So threat landscape will continue to evolve. The connected and autonomous vehicle using AI will bring additional challenges to build robust, the trust, and maintain safety. The supply chain security concern will increase, in my view. More partnership will bring more supply chain risk and concerns. And threat actors of all kinds, nation state, criminals, hackers, will become more proficient in finding and exploiting cybersecurity vulnerability associated with connected cars, like any other devices. Securing privacy data and AI will be used in a large scale, will demand additional safeguard measures. EV generates a lot of data about driving habit, such as location, speed, charging habits, and needs a lot of attention. And the cyber professional organizations, the manufacturers, they have to take necessary steps to safeguard these. More security and privacy regulations will evolve to enforce the control and accountability to bring trust. And this definitely demands additional white hat threat researcher, also cybersecurity professionals, to build a secure and sustainable energy future. And this is the future, and we are going through the initial journey. So we need more people, community, and white hat researcher and cyber professional to make it better, to make it safer, and build trust.
So, Mr. Heymonت, in general, how do you see the future of cybersecurity evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
So, in my view, and as this is a buzzword now since the last 4+ months, the advanced machine learning and AI, the artificial intelligence techniques will be used in cyber as well. They will be used to identify and respond to cyber threats. The computer security algorithm will allow us to create bots, the robots, to perform threat detection and response tasks. Similarly, threat actors will take advantage of using this technology, automate more cyber attacks. And the second, I see quantum computing is going to have a significant impact on cryptography and the data security. Quantum computers could potentially break our current encryption methods. IoT and 5G connectivity will bring more devices connected to internet, will bring cyber risks. So more cybersecurity and privacy regulations, as I talked, that will lead to a better accountability, ownership to build trust. And the public company or the organization's board of directors, senior management will formally take ownership of cybersecurity and risk management. The threat landscape will continue to grow. Cloud data security will be still a concern. So I think we need more cybersecurity professionals. And I see that the cybersecurity product and the vendors, they will start converging. We have many vendors in cybersecurity, and we are going to have consolidation, the convergence, so that we will not have the complexity in integration. And password will slowly replaced by biometrics. It is already started. and I see
Right.
that next 5 years will be minimizing usage or eliminating password using biometrics. So on the flip side, data leaks and supply chain attacks will continue to increase. More cybersecurity professionals are needed. Once again, to build trust, manage risk, and make it harder for threat actors to win.
That's nice. I think a lot of the cybersecurity, like we say, professionals, they will be happy of hearing that in the future we will be needing more and more specialists and experts in the field of cybersecurity. So, Mr. Heymont, what advice do you have for individuals who are interested in starting their career in cybersecurity?
So, depending on the career path, and first of all, thank you for doing this and for the listeners. And if anybody is trying to come to this career, and we have a lot of demand in next few years, and it is a decade to go. It is not going to decrease; it is going to increase, and we don't have enough people in the industry. So, depending on the career path where they are in, they have to first understand, they have to be passionate about this field. The cyber field, the things change very fast in the cyber field, and we have to keep up with this learning, and we have to make sure we are connected with the good cause, what we are trying to achieve in your professional career. A few things I want to bring up. This is not hard, but someone need to mentally prepared, and they have to make sure that they are building a robust foundation, understanding of networking systems, part of the internet, cloud, and we are living in the world of cloud. The basic foundational understanding is very important. And then there are many sub-functions within cybersecurity. Once they have the basics, they will understand that where I'll start if they are early in the career. Maybe I'll start with the analyst. I'll do the detection response, and I'll learn and go to the engineering, go to the architecture design, and I recommend all the cyber professional understand writing the code, learn the programming, any type of programming you are interested in, because ultimately these are all connected world and they connected using software, so you'll understand that. Then I would say start with, after your degree, whatever basics you have, start with doing some certification. The field you are interested in, networking, the network security or system security, or the code, various ways the certifications are available. Get some specialized skills and continue your journey. Also, I would like to bring up that try to find a mentor. Try to, if you are already working in your company somewhere, find your cyber division. If you are not in the cyber division, just approach them, because they are always looking for the right talent, right mentality, people who has problem solving skill, who is interested, move to this field. So do some time out of your the day job, try to understand what they are doing, and just start with some type of internship if you are not in that role, in the job, or try to, if you are in job, try to get into that cyber division, try to help, try to understand and start it, show your interest, you are starting your career. So I'd say connected with the cyber forum, understand what is going on in the world, connected with the communities, go to the conferences to get an idea what it is, if you really love this job, love this career. So develop the interest, and there are a lot of help is available on the internet. There are a lot of free courses available in the internet, and the information is now in the fingertip. So start your career. First of all, if you want, find a mentor and start your journey. Don't think that the time is in future versus it's now, and it has a better future, and you will be doing some good cause, building trust in the community, in the personal lives. You are helping people, and this is just like digital. The firefighters or the task force building trust across the world. So stay updated with the industry trend and share your knowledge. If you learn something, you are in somewhere in the mid-career, similar way, my advice would be find a mentor, and if you want to lead the cyber team, you should have soft skill, you should have some management skill, and you are ready to dive in and take on organization's risk on your head and help the organization succeed at the same time, connected with the communities and drive the good cause of the cybersecurity building trust.
Thank you, Mr. Heymonت, for your valuable tips, and thank you for being with us today in one of the Cyber Night episode.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed, and I hope there are some message for your audiences, and happy to help. And I am connected with multiple communities, and whatever I learn, I'm ready to help the community, help the individuals. Thank you for having me.
ومثل ما قال المهندس هيمونت، الشهادات المهنية هي واحدة من أهم المفاتيح للدخول والتميز في مجال الأمن السيبراني. شكراً جزيلاً لكم متابعينا عبر إذاعة UFM والبث المباشر على حساب الاتحاد السعودي للأمن السيبراني والبرمجة والدرونز على حضور ومتابعة هذه الحلقة. ولا تنسون تشاركونا أهم النقاط اليوم على هاشتاج سايبر نايت 4. كانت معكم نجلة الخاطر.